Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
In 2014, I ended up creating Droom. So we just completed a few months back our 5 years. When I started Droom, there were already 5 companies: CarDekho, Carwale, Gaadi.com, Zigwheel, and CarTrade. Quicker and OLX spent awfully high amount of advertising money hiring Kapil Sharma to Ranveer Singh for the automobile vertical. Everyone told me that what's wrong with you? It's such a crowded category. Why are you getting into that? And my take was that if India did not have online classifieds and India did not have companies like CarDekho, Carwale, I don't think I would have chosen Droom as my next venture. Because in terms of market timing, I wanted to be very sure that I wanted to be Facebook, not MySpace. So for me, it was very good sign that couple of attempts of different sort had already occurred in the same vertical. India is the third largest automobile market in the world after US and China. Yet only 4% of Indian households have a car, 25% have a two-wheeler. Unlike US, Western Europe and Japan, India is a low trust market. Here people do not trust each other, and creating a platform for used automobile which is enabling a transaction end to end was not something which you would think, right? I mean, 10 years back, Indians would not even buy a book other than Chetan Bhagat's best-selling book online, right? Because India is a low trust market. Here anything which can go wrong in a commerce, in a transaction will go wrong. That's why, the e-commerce adoption is still very little, in spite of the fact that organized retail is only 8% of the total retail market for a $1 trillion retail market in this country. So anyhow, I ended up creating Droom in spite of all the pushback I ever got. By last year, we exceeded $1 billion in our gross merchandise value. We ended up becoming the largest automobile platform in this country with around 1.6 million listings with economic value of roughly $16 billion, which at current rate would be roughly 1,10,000 crore rupees. So that's the kind of platform we ended up creating. When I created Shopclues, I was coming to India while this was my home country. For all practical purpose, as I said, it was foreign country for me. But now when I started Droom, I was already in India for 4 years. So I had an additional ambition. I wanted to challenge myself to create a company out of India which is truly global. I mean, Google CEO is Sundar Pichai. He is as Indian as you and I. Microsoft CEO is Satya Nadella. I mean, look at the world's 2 largest technologies company. They had thousands of choices. They ended up choosing. And then obviously we have produced so much of technology talent globally. So I thought, why the hell we don't have consumer internet brands coming and becoming global? And early last year, we started expanding Droom beyond the realm of this country. We have now operations beyond India in Singapore, in Thailand, in Malaysia. This year we will be in Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia. And then we have a product called Orange Book Value, which is actually now available in 7 different languages in 38 countries. And 100% of the people, except now a small team in Singapore, which serve our Southeast Asian business, 100% of the people work at Droom, work at our headquarters in India, in Gurgaon. So while sitting in Gurgaon, raising $125 million, we have created a global automobile platform. Again, I don't have a magic wand. It's better to be lucky than smart, so we'll see what happens. But I feel 5 to 10 years from now, if we don't make series of stupid mistakes or do not get unlucky, Droom could be actually valued and create a bigger, larger economic impact than, I would say, 60% of the automobile OEMs who operate with $5 billion in assembly line, all sort of, sourcing 300,000 spare parts, waiting for 2 to 3 years for government approval to make 1%. So we'll see. As you know, Netflix is valued more than all movie studios together. Expedia or Priceline is valued more than all of the hotel chains combined together. Ola, Uber, Grab, Didi, Gojek, have created significant wealth. Droom is a play which is really harnessing the mobile technology, data science, putting a meaningful sense to a highly fragmented category. So with this, I wanted to kind of just articulate 2-3 things. Number one, honestly, in entrepreneurship, you are never done. So you are never done. And when you are building the best product is where you never stop building it. Second is, I think your biggest enemy when you are an entrepreneur is your own legacy thinking. I mean, think about it. India is growing at the rate of roughly 5 to 6% per year, right? GDP growth. I don't know how many of you know, but the automobile for the last 7-8 months is probably the worst hit sector in last 25 years, right? Yet, Droom is growing at the rate of roughly 100% year over year, even at a $1.3 billion annual business. So, when you are growing that fast, anything which is 3-month-old is really old, right? When I worked with some Fortune 500 companies, they will not even complete one presentation in 4 months. And I can tell you, at Droom, anything which is 3-month-old is really old. By the time we announce our organization structure, a new team, and they get settled, we have grown so much that it's a time to change it, right? From the Ice Age until now, Earth had 50 million different animals who live on Earth. Today, the most powerful species or animal on Earth is human being. And you know why? The single biggest reason why. Power of adaptation. Right? From the Ice Age until now, whatever happened on Earth, human being adapted faster than any other animal. When water level rose, they learned how to swim. When there was a snow, they found caves. When there was a lot of winter, they killed animal and used their skin to cover themselves. But adaptation is the only way. So as an entrepreneur, I would say you will run into all sort of challenges. The moment you choose to be an entrepreneur, Murphy law will be applicable on you at its steroid. Anything which can go wrong will go wrong. Anyone who can judge you will judge you. Anyone who can reject you will reject you, and you will see immense peer pressure. And really, adaptation is the only way to go. So adaptation is one thing. I gave you my example. I was very nervous. Odds were not in my favor when I started Shopclues. When I started Droom, almost everyone made me to believe that I'm choosing a highly crowded category, and I was just a one-trick pony. I will not be able to achieve success second time. But I not only wanted to get that category right, I had ambition and plan to go beyond this country. So I'm sharing all these things to give you the real life examples of what does it take to be an entrepreneur, and things either you need to develop, inculcate, or get better, right? So now just coming to last thing, a lot of people contact me that when do I start? So the best answer in my view is you start when you don't have to ask that question. That's the best answer. Because if you are looking for a perfect moment, like me, that, oh, I'm on a student visa, I just became father, no, I'm making $1 million, no, I cannot go to India. I ended up spending a decade and a half delaying my entrepreneurial dreams. No regret. I'm still very happy that I'm standing here and sharing the stories. But my point is, I meet a lot of people who have a day job, sometimes a lot of responsibility, sometimes student loan, sometimes a lot of obligations. And their biggest thing is, when do I know, when do I start? And really the answer is, when you don't have to answer that question. So that is my lesson number 1. So far, I was just inspiring you to take a plunge, look for a gold rush. Now, I just wanted to share with you a few nuggets about entrepreneurship. I will not take you to the sausage factory and get too much on detail, although you are happy to contact me later on. And I like to participate if I can inspire, help, guide someone to be an entrepreneur. So one is really the question, when do I start, is nobody else is going to answer. It will be only you. And the answer for that question is when you don't ask that question. Second thing is, remember, a lot of things are needed to create a world-class company. It also takes 8 to 10 years to truly create a company which is built to last, which can do very well. So one thing I would say, always take a long-term approach. Don't just be very careful not picking up just a fad, something which is short-lived, but look for something where you take a long-term horizon. When you take a long-term horizon, solve business fundamentally, it will work out. Third thing, never expect business to be straight line. Like the previous speaker, he just said, something can happen in life anytime. Same way, when you are an entrepreneur and you are running your own startup, trust me, you will never have a straight line, and you may achieve new heights or new lows sometime in a matter of 2 hours. Typically, human beings are not designed for that level of fluctuation in your life with a choice of career, but that's what it is. So, just keep in mind, you will achieve new heights, new lows sometime in a matter of a few minutes. So, and then I would say, a lot of people ask, what are the top 10 things needed to be an entrepreneur? So I would say, again, don't take me wrong, and I can tell you, there's not only one way of skinning the problem, there are thousands of ways of skinning the problem, but obviously I'm going to share what I believe in. And the number one thing needed to create a modern style digital economy type of company, number one thing still needed is capital. You don't need 200 acres land. You don't need to import machinery from Germany. You don't need 1,000 crore rupees loan from ITBI. So the entry barrier of doing a digital company or an internet company has come down. But you still need capital, because internet will create wealth and social transformation only and only when you create a highly scalable, technology-driven business. For that, you must borrow some capital from your future. So number one thing you need to be an entrepreneur, creating a world-class company, is capital. Number 2 is capital. Number 3 is capital. Number 4 is capital. Number 5 is capital. And maybe after that is idea, vision, team, execution, luck, hard work. So all why I'm saying this way is, do not underestimate the need of capital. I spent 1 decade of my life on Wall Street as a highly ranked analyst, dealt with billions of dollar transactions on a daily basis. And I can tell you, there are so many things which are very tough as an entrepreneur, independent of your background, and one of them is raising capital. So raising capital is very, very difficult, so do not underestimate that. Second thing I would say is teaming up. If you are a doctor, a lawyer, or a chartered accountant, or an architect, you can run a single person practice. Then you can have 2-3 junior people. I can bet you from day one you will make money, will be never out of business. But can you create companies as scalable as Flipkart, or Ola, or Oyo, or Paytm? I don't think so. So team is very, very important when you think about creating a business. Maybe you are the chosen one who is going to be the next Bill Gates, but a team is very important. And for team, I would suggest look for commitment, character, capacity, craving, capability of your team members. All these 5 C's, I know this is a management institute, I'm betting you love all these management jargons. So these 5C are the one which will help you in choosing the right team member. Last thing, top 3 in terms of as an entrepreneur, just learn how to deal with ambiguity. Anything to everything which can go wrong will go wrong. I don't think you will be able to control. And entrepreneurship is all about mitigating the risk. Right? You have to take risk and you have to mitigate it. When I started Droom or Shopclues, I can tell you, so let me say this way for Droom, 80% of the things which we currently do, I can tell you without mincing my word that until 2 years back, they looked impossible. Things which we already got it right 2 years back, I can tell you almost looked impossible when I started the company. So entrepreneur's job is always to make something possible which looks beyond obvious. Thomas Edison did not invent bulb in first attempt. Wright brothers did not fly plane with one attempt. Wright brothers probably got judged thousands of times from their neighbors to the peer group that what the hell, are you crazy? There is nothing called plane. Only birds fly, eagle fly. Imagine Graham Bell thinking of inventing a phone where it was unheard of that human being can communicate with another human being without an eye contact, without an audible distance. During that era, a phone got invented. You think he just thought about it and 3 hours later he had a working phone? I don't think so. Right? Today, GE, General Electric, is famous for its system, processes, level 5, 6 Sigma, produce some of the best managers on earth. But its founder, Thomas Edison, who invented the bulb, I bet you GE was as chaotic as any other startup in its first 5 years. So my last lesson for you is, remember, nothing comes until you deal with ambiguity or there's a high amount of chaos and confusion. From a French Revolution to Industrial Revolution to India's independence, everything until it was chaotic, but driven by a small group of highly determined people, they ended up achieving impossible things. So last 3,000 years of history will tell you very clearly that a small group of highly determined people can achieve impossible things. So I wish all of you good luck. I hope when India goes from 75 billion to $500 billion, literally in the next 6 years, I hope in this room, next level of Deep Tara, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, Sachin Bansal, Benny Bansal and Kunal Bahal comes. So I'll be rooting for you. Good luck, guys.